Today is a great day. Finally, the wheels that I've been waiting on came in. I got some new wheels for the M3. I think you guys are gonna like them. I know, I'm gonna like them. But if you guys are ready to take a look, let me show you what I'm working with here. Boom. These bad boys here. Oh, they are so pretty. I got them in anthracite, did 10.5s in the rear, 9.5 in the front, and then of course we've got some very meaty MPS 4s for the rear and for the front. Of course, swap everything out. I feel like these things get more and more expensive every single year. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but I feel like they get a lot more expensive. But we are going to throw those on. Actually, maybe looking at changing the tire on the motorcycle too at some point. Probably going a little bit wider, but that's another video for another day. These are by far some of the prettiest wheels I've ever had. Extremely high quality. They've got knurling all through the front, so your tires don't slip. I mean, just an extremely high quality wheel at a very fair price. I mean, I've had some very expensive wheels from Signatures and whatnot. I think I spent $6,500 on just the wheels alone on the Signatures, and these are honestly probably the same quality, maybe if not better, but I mean, they were both extremely high quality wheels. These were definitely expensive as well. They weren't cheap by any means. I want to say they were like $3,300 or something like that before tax or anything. But yeah, just a fantastic wheel, and it is extremely light. So now let's go get these bad boys thrown on. Take a look at these guys. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how good these look. These are gonna look awesome on the car. And then I'm stuck between either, for the most part, putting the Apex logos on, which honestly, those don't look bad. But in all truth, the BMW logos I feel like they're gonna look way better with the BMW logos. Because I mean, if you look here, that already looks much better. But I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments which one you think looks better. But for the most part, me just looking here, I mean, you've got both lined up. So we've got the BMW ones. There we go. You've got the BMW logo and the Apex, and just from contrast, I'm thinking these are gonna be it, but you know, I can always just pop them off and put the others on. So far, I'm looking pretty good. Now I only put the EMD springs on the front because the rear already set pretty low to begin with from factory, which just blows my mind on the M3s. But I'm hoping I shouldn't have much of any gap, because on the stock competition, I believe they're called the 666s, those had almost no gap. I couldn't even fit a finger through. So I'm hoping these are similar size with the tires to where I should have essentially almost the same gap once the car is dropped. So we'll see if it gets there. But here it is, guys. I cannot tell you how good these came out. I mean, I am ecstatic. I never expected wheels to look so good on this car. I mean, obviously you see photos online and whatnot, and you kind of make an assumption there, but when you see it on your actual car in person and how aggressive it is, oh man, it just changes your mind. And it looks like there's some gap there, but I can't even fit a finger in there, so you guys can tell. So the rear, I actually left, see, I've got to put it at an angle, but I can't do it. But the rear, I actually left on the stock height just because it already sits perfectly, and you know, I want there to be just a tiny bit of squat whenever but go full single turbo. But the front, as you can see, is on the EMD springs. I can't fit anything in there. It is perfectly flush. And obviously I've got plenty of clearance here, no rubbing whatsoever. It is fantastic. I cannot complain. But the car just sitting on these so you guys can see, oh my gosh, it just sits perfectly flush, exactly where I wanted it. Not too crazy, but it's given the car that aggressive look that I was looking for with no compromises. Now obviously this is my first car where I've lowered it. I've never had, all my cars for the most part have been stock high, but the wheels are so aggressive, never needed to lower them. But on this I had to. And so you can see the car is extremely low. So this part's unusual for me. I am clearly having to watch everywhere I go. I've already scraped up my bumper. But what I would recommend for a lot of you guys is get the little guards. I actually have rubber guards all along the carbon fiber front spoiler or front lip. So even though I scrape, I don't care because it does no damage. It's scraping the guards. But aside from that, I went from not having to watch how I drive to now I have to be pretty aware of where I'm going so I don't actually destroy the front of the car from sliding. And that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. It is a big learning curve to deal with a lot of that, but for the most part it's not anything too crazy. But it is that part does kind of suck. So if you ever plan on lowering a car and your front drops that much, you 100% are gonna have to watch how you drive. Otherwise you risk just destroying, you know, a $700 lip. And I'm not looking forward to that because I have a feeling it's gonna get destroyed at some point. But for the most part, this turned out exactly how I wanted it. Looks badass. And as far as grip goes, so I did 305 35s or 305 30s on the rear. I did 295 265 35 on the front, so it's actually the same size tire as far as dimensions go. I've already tried to do my 60 rolls and everything is hooking so much better than the stock 666s because those things sucked. I mean, from factory I get why they put them there, but I mean they don't hook worth of shit. But these, oh man, I mean I've got literally almost a whole nother inch and a half of meat. Then of course I'm full bolt on, so I had problems with traction even at rolls, but now that's non-existent. Even if you put in the anti-lag and rolling anti-lag, oh man, it hooks. It is lovely. But more mods to come, guys. Hope you like it. This is